Uncle Sam's roller coaster. Buckle up, America. America, the land of opportunity, dreams, and economic roller coasters. Yep, that's right. Our economy is a bit like a thrill ride. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, and sometimes it makes you want to hurl. Here's the thing. When the US economy sneezes, the whole world catches a cold. No pressure, right? So, what happens if this roller coaster takes a nosedive? What if the US economy, the big kahuna of the financial world, crashes? Well, folks, that's what we're here to talk about. Fasten your seatbelts, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Crash course. What happens when the economy goes boom? Let's break it down, shall we? An economic crash is like a bad hangover after a party you don't remember attending. It's a period of major economic decline. Think businesses closing, people losing jobs, and everyone feeling a bit poorer. Remember the housing bubble? People thought they could get rich quick by flipping houses. Prices soared. Then, the bubble burst. Prices plummeted. People lost their shirts. It wasn't pretty. An economic crash is like that, but on a much larger scale. It affects everyone, from the CEO in his penthouse to the barista trying to make rent. It's not just numbers on a screen, folks, it's real life. Red flags. Why economies throw temper tantrums. So, what causes these economic meltdowns? Think of it like a recipe for disaster. You've got your usual suspects: banking crises, trade wars, and government debt spiraling out of control. Banking crises are like the bad batch of eggnog at the office holiday party. They can take down the whole system. Remember the 2008 financial crisis? Banks were giving out mortgages like candy, and people were using their houses like ATMs. It was a recipe for disaster. Then you've got trade wars. Countries start slapping tariffs on each other's goods, and suddenly, everything's more expensive. Consumers get squeezed, businesses suffer, and the economy takes a hit. And let's not forget about government debt. When a country spends more than it takes in, it's like racking up a massive credit card bill. Eventually, someone's got to pay the piper. Section 4, the domino effect, from Wall Street to your street. Now let's talk about the fallout. What happens when the economy goes kaboom? Well, it's a chain reaction, folks. First, businesses start to hurt. People are buying less, so companies have to lay off workers. Unemployment goes up, and suddenly people are worried about putting food on the table. Then, the housing market takes a hit. People can't afford their mortgages, and homes go into foreclosure. Prices plummet, and those who were lucky enough to keep their jobs see their life savings dwindle. And let's not forget about the stock market. It's like a roller coaster on steroids during a crash. Investments tank, retirement accounts evaporate, and people panic. Section 5, history repeats itself. Remember the time. We've seen this movie before, haven't we? The Great Depression, the dot-com bubble burst, the 2008 financial crisis. History has a funny way of repeating itself. Take the Great Depression, for example. The stock market crashed in 1929, and the economy went into a tailspin. Unemployment skyrocketed, banks failed, and people were struggling to survive. Or, how about the 2008 financial crisis? Remember the housing bubble? Yeah, that was a doozy. Banks gave out risky mortgages, people defaulted, and the whole financial system nearly collapsed. The point is, economic crashes happen. It's not a question of if, but when. And when they do, it's important to be prepared. Section 6. What's in your wallet? How to prepare for a rainy day. So, what can you do to weather the storm? Well, a little preparation goes a long way. First things first, build up your emergency fund. Having some cash on hand can help you stay afloat if you lose your job or face unexpected expenses. Next, try to pay down any high-interest debt you may have. Credit card debt can quickly spiral out of control during an economic downturn. It's also a good idea to diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And finally, stay informed. Pay attention to economic news and be aware of the warning signs. Look, an economic crash is a scary thought, but by understanding the causes and effects and by taking steps to prepare, you can weather the storm. Remember, folks, a little bit of knowledge goes a long way. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe.